Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. The Bible says, let him who stole steal no longer, but rather let him labor, working with his hands what is good, that he may have something to give him who has need. In other words, the Bible is saying that if you have been stealing, stop stealing. If you've not been working, it's time to start working. One of the messages that we don't preach well enough versus how we talk about grace is the need for hard work in the church. Sometimes we talk about hard work, but we seem to just brush it on the head. But it's time for us to emphasize it repeatedly and tell people that even running a church is work. Am I correct? It's a lot of work. Go and ask, go and check all the churches that are doing extremely well, all the church leaders that I know that are doing very well. You can effortlessly call them workaholics. Starting from our Father in the Lord, go to Bishop Oyedepo, go to every other person, everybody that you know, every church leader that you know, that their churches, the ministries are doing very well, they are all workaholics. So it's very important for us to pay attention to the need to work very hard. The next verse of scripture that you need to see, or in this verse of scripture that I first quoted, Ephesians 4:28, it says, let him who stole steal no longer. In other words, stop it and do something new. And it doesn't say that you should just stop at not stealing. It now says that so that you can give to even those who do not have. In other words, present yourself, position yourself to be a blessing so that you can now become a blessing to other people. The next verse of scripture, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. The Bible says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might. Do it with your mind. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. So whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might. Why is it important for you to do whatever your hand finds to do? It now takes us to what we have in the book of Psalms chapter 1, verse 3. Psalm 1 verse 3. You know, most times the Bible, we just quote the good part of the Bible that tells us that we are favored. You know, it's from verses 1 and 2. It talks about the righteous, tells us what we look like. It says the righteous are like a tree planted by the river of water. But look at verse 3. Verse 3 now says, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in season, whose leaf also shall not wither. But the emphasis there is, and whatever it does, that's the emphasis, and whatever it does shall prosper. Now, all along, he was describing the righteous. This is who he is. This is what he does. He doesn't sit in the seat of the scornful. He doesn't sit with backbiters. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. But he now says that he will prosper. But the question is, how is he going to prosper? Did he just say that the Bible say that he's going to sit down and the prosperity will come to him? He says whatever he does, meaning that your prosperity is attached to the doing. If there is no doing, there is no prosperity. If there is no doing, there is nothing for God to bless. So you have to do something for God to be able to bless your hands. And Jesus himself said, I must do the works of him that sent me while it is day, for the night cometh when no man can. So it's very important for you to place emphasis on work. On that note, let me talk about supercharging your careers. First of all, for those who are in the employment, or those who are looking to get paid employment, before I now come to business. Number one thing that you need to do to supercharge your career is continuous learning. You have to be a continuous learner. You have to be an avid reader. You have to be hungry for knowledge. You must be the kind of person who is constantly gaining new knowledge, constantly looking for one thing or the other. One of the things that helped me out in the places that I worked anytime I'm in a paid employment is the fact that I know something that somebody else does not know, and it stands me out. Years ago, I got a job to work for somebody, and it happened to be the time when they were just preparing for an event. In the early days of email marketing, digital marketing, and all of that if you knew it, you were a big boy. You stood out. Nobody had an advantage over you as far as communication was concerned. So what they were doing was they were manually sending out emails to over 200 people. I said, what are you doing? Guys, we've gone past this thing. There's an opportunity for us now. There's something else you can do. So I introduced email marketing to them in that organization. I gave them a demo, showed them how this thing works, gave them a template. And this event that they were initially mailing people individually, I gave them a template that in one click, you are mailing over 200, over 500 people, depending on your database. And at the end of the day, the event was sold out. On the day of the event, we got more people than we prepared for, so much so that food became a problem. Of course, when you have an oversubscribed event, food will naturally become a problem. But one thing that stood me out at the end of the day was that I had a skill. I had learned something just by looking at, somebody sent me an email. How did I learn it at that time? And I paid attention to what the person was saying at the bottom of the email. Then I realized the platform that the person was using. I clicked on it. I quickly went to go and learn more about that thing. And that's how it became a skill for me. There is always something to learn in your environment. There is always something to learn in the things that you do. There is always something to learn in the things that you see. From your pastors, from your friends, from the people around. There is always something to learn that gives you an added advantage. So you must always learn something new. Then number 2, networking. You must be a powerful networker. While networking is good, there are other things, including attitudes, that will give you an advantage. Take, for example, maybe you're in the field of accounting, anytime you're posting online, that's what you should talk about. Join professional groups that are in that field. And if you join professional groups in your field, one of the things that will happen is that people see that you are contributing constantly, people see that you're always talking about your field, and it's easier when employers are searching for people in that particular field. They will find you easily. Why? Because you are constantly talking about it. And there is something that LinkedIn is even doing right now. Most times when you go on LinkedIn, they just pop up a question and you have an opportunity to contribute to it. Contribute to it even though you don't have a job yet. Before you know it, you are established as an authority in that field and people are paying attention to you. So use your online presence to advertise your skill, to advertise your training, to advertise your job. Stop talking about other people. It's none of your business. It's more disappointing to see that Christians will go online and be talking about secular musicians who even sing the kind of songs that don't edify in any way, and you're a Christian and you're looking for a job, and there are 5,000 people following you or seeing your post all the time, and you don't have a job. Can you see that you are doing yourself a great disservice? So use it in a better way. And I've seen people somebody who kept following my works online, and this person happens to be one of our ministers in this mission as well. Before I knew it, the person said, please, can I, in fact, the person was afraid and wondering, will this person come? Will this person not come? Before I knew it, I got an invitation to come all the way to Bonny Island. How many of you know Bonny Island? Only a few people. You don't even know enough about Nigeria. You need to start researching. And then the person called me and said, is it not that place where there is no road that you have to go by the river? He said, yes. He said, but don't worry, that we have a chartered flight. We'll bring you on board. And I said, okay, thank you. Thank God I don't have to go on water because I'm still young and my children are still young. But what I'm saying is that people have seen my works, and just by seeing the things that I do alone, they have invited me, they have given me opportunities, they have given me platforms. So how are you positioning yourself? How are you positioning yourself online so that more people can see what you do and begin to invite you? So from today, be more deliberate about what you post online. Be more deliberate about what you're posting, what you're talking about, and the groups that you join. Then, number 5, your soft skills. Improve on your soft skills. Some of you right here now, if I were to give you a microphone, you will freeze. I say, come and stand in this place and talk to everybody. The moment we give you a microphone, it's as if we have given you a death sentence. And you are in a church that they will constantly give you opportunities. Take the opportunity, take advantage, speak up in Sunday school, contribute, make all the possible mistakes you can make right here. Because if you make mistake here, even if they laugh at you, pastor can call you and say, okay, no, this is the better way to do it. Because whether you like it or not, some of the jobs that you're going to take later will require your soft skills. You have to be able to talk to people. In fact, can I tell you something? At interviews, one of the easiest way to get a job is how well you speak. Because they will hear you speak before they will give you the opportunity to deliver. So if you speak better and don't have as much skill as somebody else, you have a higher chance of getting the job. How do you think they determine who performs well at an interview? It's what you say most times. Except it's a written, even if it's a written test. If it's a written test, it means that how you write gives you an edge in addition to your knowledge. So most times for an interview, whether it's a written interview or it's an oral interview, most times how you speak, how you write will give you a better advantage over those who cannot express themselves. Have you seen people who know this thing so well, but they can't speak well, or they can't express it? So go and work on how you speak. in addition to what you already know about the field. Improve yourself. For some people like us, it's been inborn. From the time when we were young, we stand in front of the mirror and start speaking to the mirror. In fact, our mirrors are so anointed because they've heard so much from us. And then we keep speaking to the mirror on a daily basis. All the sermons you are hearing now, my mirrors, I've heard them years ago. We first preached all the sermons to the mirror before we became pastors, and then we got platforms to start speaking to people. So stand in front of your mirror. Look well. Some of you, do you even know how to combine your appearance and your speaking can get you all the job? Your appearance and your speaking can get you all the job. When you come out, look very well. Some of you, when you not what you call a tie, it doesn't look like a tie, it looks like a rope. The difference between a tie and when you tie, it ties very well and stays where you should stay. For example, you knot a tie, it stays very well under the knot and it touches the tip of your belt. That's a tie. You wear a tie, it doesn't touch the tip of your belt, it's a rope, not a tie. And then you wear it very well. The way some of you will even combine it. You have an orange jacket, you have a yellow trouser, you have a brown belt, and then your shoes are. Learn how to combine colors effectively. All of these things. You know why? Can I tell you something? Many times at job interviews or when people give you opportunities and give you platforms, it's not because of how well you can do the job. Your appearance can determine whether you get the job or not without you saying anything. From the moment you show up, some people have decided whether you're getting the job or not. If you now open your mouth and you now speak well, it's an advantage. So please pay attention to how you show up, and not just how you show up for jobs alone, how you show up consistently, particularly if you're looking for opportunities. Pay attention to how you show up. It's very important. Your appearance can determine a lot of things. We don't have time to talk about appearance alone. I will have said a few other things. Ladies, try as much as possible not to wear lousy shoes to interviews. If you see, the day you wear your high heels, your 6 inches that will spoil the tiles of the office, is not the day of the interview. After they have given you a job and they don't have a choice again, then you can be showing up in all those high heels and then you can be punching holes in all their tiles. I say at that time they know it's wear and tear. But on the day of the interview, your focus is to look sharp, look smart, look presentable, not tight. That's not the day when you wear bodycon. I'm sure the ladies know what a bodycon is, right? Do the ladies know? Yes. Okay, it doesn't matter if the men know. That's not the day you wear a bodycon. That's not the day you start looking funny. That's not the day you wear a flowery camisole. So much so that you're sitting in front of an interviewer. The person is looking more at your camisole than your face and listening to the things that you're saying. Don't be the distraction. You are the one hindering your own progress. It's not village people. You became a village by yourself, working against yourself. Should I go on? And no, let's not break the table completely. Let me leave the table so that you have something to still stand on. Then the other thing is have a mentor. Have somebody that guides you. Have somebody that talks to you all the time. Have somebody that shows, okay, this is how it's done. I've always had a coach, and there are people I talk to from time to time. Even at this level, there are people I still call and ask questions. Okay, this thing, what's going on? How can I do it? I'm about to take this job. And some of your mentors, because they know you, because they have seen your skill, they can even put in a word for you in some places. You may not need to ask them, but because of the way you've been learning, they see that you have a heart that really wants to learn. They can put in a word for you. So it's important to learn from people. Our Lord Jesus Christ, this is God in flesh, came and sat with Pharisees and Sadducees and was asking them questions, not necessarily to disgrace them. He wanted to learn from them, at least at the age of 12. I was asking questions. So ask questions. Don't be too big to know. Don't be too big to learn. Then you should have an entrepreneurial mindset, even if you are seeking a job. Don't have the mindset that, all I need is a job. I'm just trying to get a job. Don't have that kind of mindset. Have an entrepreneurial mindset, because when employers see that you have an entrepreneurial mindset, meaning that I can leave my business for this person will still manage it well, and I don't have to be afraid that things will go wrong. The way you talk, the way you think, have that entrepreneurial mindset. Then you need to have a global awareness. In these days when, you may not even be planning to jackpot, but all of a sudden, jackpot can be the one inviting you. How can that happen? All of a sudden, an opportunity can open for your boss or for your organization, and they say, we need somebody in South Africa, or we need somebody in Seychelles, or we need somebody in Europe, or we need somebody in US, and I think you are the one that is good enough for it. Whether you are planning to travel or not, I hope you know that it's important for you to have an international passport. There was a day somebody was working with our former vice president, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, and an opportunity showed up for somebody to work in The Hague. And immediately he recommended his secretary, who was always doing the job for him and never complaining, never tired. The other guys, they were good at the job, but they were always, once it's 5 p.m. sharp, they don't carry their bags, they have gone. But this other lady, if he gives her a job, she will not complain, she will do the job. If he gives her more, she will go and do it again. All of a sudden, Prince Bola Ajibola, who just died recently, while working at The Hague, and said, I need a secretary, who can you recommend? Of course, who do you think they will recommend? That lady. And that's how she got the job. And there was the case of another lady. The boss said, oh, there's an opportunity, please, you need to go to the embassy, we need to do this. And all of a sudden my sister said, sorry, I don't have international passports. You never can tell when the opportunity will come knocking. So you must be, whether you need it right now or not, have it, at least for a start, be using it for ID card. Be using it for the purpose of ID card. When the opportunity, at least you come to church and you pray. Oh, now we're currently praying, Daddy, reposition me, reposition me, reposition me. Are you not praying? How do you think the repositioning is going to happen? So be ready, have your passport, know what is going on in other countries, learn. Don't just be watching Africa Magic all the time. Tune into CNN, watch what is going on. Somebody is having a conversation with you, you should be able to say, okay, so this is what is happening right now in Israel, this is what the Palestinians are doing, this is what Hamas is doing. You should be able to contribute meaningfully even to international discussions. If you hear me talk sometimes in some places, you think that I've been to all the countries in the world. It's not that we're trying to brag, it's not that we're trying to, we're not trying to live a fake life. It's just that in this day and age, when the world is in your pocket, the world is no longer a global village. The world is now in your pockets. Not even just a room. Why? The smartphone in your hands. So at this day and age, you have no excuse, not even the fact that you have not been to a university, to not be able to contribute intellectually to meaningful discussions, whether it's in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. Am I making sense? Yes. And then let me just end with technology. Embrace technology. You know that artificial intelligence is the reigning thing right now. Please leverage that thing. Take advantage of it. There are so many ways you can use ChatGPT. There are so many ways that you can use. For example, if I want to do my videos, if I want to do text, if I want to do PowerPoint, there are too many opportunities. There are too many things that artificial intelligence can do for you. Of all the ones that are available, let me just give you this website. It's called thereisanaIforthat.com. www.thereisanaIforthat. When you go to that website, everything you can possibly think of doing right now, there is an AI for it. So that's why there's also a website called www.thereisanaIforthat. You want to create music. I hope you know that there is an AI today that composes music for you, records your music, even if you give it the lyrics. There's an AI that creates PowerPoints for you. There's an AI that tells you what to do when you're going. There's an AI that can build your CV. There's anything that you want to do. Graphic design, there is Canva and some other platform. PowerPoint, there is something for it. You want to deliver a speech, a full speech, you don't know what to say, they just give you a topic, ChatGPT will do it for you. There's so many things, so you have no excuse today. So in the few minutes that I have left, let's talk about business. Supercharging your business or getting something done. One of the things you need to understand as far as business is concerned is that you need to look out for opportunities. Number one, I'm starting with accessories. Sell accessories. Do you know how many phones we're using in Nigeria? Do you know how many phones we're using in this country? Just go online and Google active phone lines in Nigeria. It's not less than 160 million active phone lines in Nigeria. Of course, we can factor in the fact that in some cases, some people still have 2-3 phones. But the fact is that as far as NCC is concerned, there are 160 million active phone lines. If 160 million active phone lines are existing in Nigeria, let's just say that, well, factor in those who are using phones with 2 SIMs and all of that, cut it into 2. Let's just say 75 or 80 million phone lines. So imagine how much those who are selling phone accessories, earpiece, phone case, phone pouch, and you know how many times you buy one earpiece in a year. Those of you that buy like 5 earpieces in a year, raise your hand. Okay, we are not trying to disgrace you, but you get the point, right? And those of you that buy, you have like 5 different pouches to match the color of the dress you're wearing. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You see yourself now? So those guys that sell accessories that you are mocking, they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. Why? Your earpiece, your pouch, the screen guard, which does not guard anything, because once your phone drops, that's the end of that screen. It doesn't guard anything. It only protects it from minor or little scratches. Aside from the little scratch, it doesn't guard anything. The day your phone drop and you see scratch on the screen guard, just know that your screen is gone. But these guys are making so much money from it. So you want to make money? That accessories, gadget accessories, cloth accessories. Just take a look at all our sisters today. Everybody is wearing one accessory or the other. From a minor earring to the more bogus one, whether accessories for their shoes, accessories for their hair, there's something they're doing. So there are accessories in different categories. You can sell something. There are computer accessories as well. You go to computer village, you will overlook that guy that is sitting in shop. Emeka is just looking at you like this. He's wearing knicker and wearing polo shirts. But if you check Emeka's account and see how much is in Emeka's account, it will not only shock you, it will vibrate you. Because you realize that this guy looks like he's nothing. Somebody was telling me the story of one gentleman that was wearing a golf, maybe golf 2 or golf 3, old golf that it looks like the car is just. But when the guy took him to his house, see the house this guy has built, what does he do? Accessories at computer village. So you can have clothes accessories, look into it. Computer accessories, look into it. Phone accessories, look into it. Car accessories. There's one guy in Abuja, all he does is make money from wrapping people's cars. You know the way you brand your laptops and give them very nice wrapping papers and stuff like that? There are those who wrap cars like that. By the time they are done wrapping your cars, or maybe any bad dashboard and stuff like that, that's what they do. They just wrap it around. You need to see how much these guys are making from just wrapping cars, wrapping laptops, wrapping phones, branding them for people. So car accessories and all of that. Then number 2, services. Digital marketing. There are some things I can't say here, but I've had the privilege of doing some business with some people, and you see, digital marketing is fantastic opportunity. Particularly those of you who spend so much time online. Guess why you're spending so much time online is important to some people. The more time you spend online, the more money they make. Because they use you to brag to other people and say, see, we have traffic. That's why some of those websites are carrying fake news. The news is not really about the person they're talking about. It's not really about the substance. It's the fact that they have gotten your emotions to look into the news. You will click on their link, and as soon as you have clicked on it, the website records that you have visited them, and then they can show it to those advertising with them that this person clicked. So obviously we have traffic, and they collect money from advertisers. So you will keep laughing. You say, these people, they always carry fake news, and you are commenting, you are giving them more money. So go and learn digital marketing. And guess what? It's something that you can learn for free online. Just go online and search Google digital skills. And I can share the link with Pastor later to distribute to you there. There are so many learning platforms. There's LinkedIn Learning that you can learn from. There's Google that you can learn from. There's Microsoft. In fact, YouTube is a whole school on its own. I learned photography by watching videos and watching some things online. Give me any professional camera today, I will handle it, take good pictures, take good videos. Live streaming, I learned it by just watching some things online, searching more, and talking to a few people. So anywhere, any day you want to stream an event professionally, I'll do it. So go and learn to create services. Online training, the things you already know, create trainings for it online. Start little. Maybe 2 people coming today, 3 people coming today, 4 people coming today. Even for those of you who are instrumentalists, I see people teaching music online today. I see people teaching how to drum online, people teaching how to play the keyboard, people teaching how to back up. As simple as backing up is, teaching how to back up. Don't worry, I'll start my own public speaking school online. Then laundry services. Some of us don't have time. We hate having to wash clothes, having to iron and all of that. Look into laundry. If you like cleaning, the people they call, how do they call them now? You're so finicky. Any small debts. Some people now, I'm sure that there's some of you who are here. We cannot visit your house and come into your living room with our shoes. Leave your shoes out there. If you are like some people, if you enter their cars, as soon as you are about to enter their car, they will give you newspaper to put on the floor and say your leg should be on the newspaper. Say, kilo, they even in the car. They put newspaper on the floor. Such people, you can do cleaning services, you can do cleaning businesses, hair making. Should we talk about? Of course, you know how much you spend making your hair, don't you? So look into it, and God will help you. You now go abroad. If you hear how much people are spending, somebody was complaining recently that he was spending like $20 or more than $20 just to barb. Convert $20 to naira. So you go to salon. Under 30 minutes, you spend like between 20 to 50K just to barb your hair. So guys, you better go and learn how to barb. So that if you go abroad, you can be the one to take the clip and say, imagine barbing people's hair. You will barb 5 people under 2 hours, right? If you barb 5 people under 2 hours, multiply $20 or 20 pounds by 5, that's how much? $100. How many jobs actually offer that much in 1 hour? Go and check online. What you see is 16 pounds, $16, $20. You hardly get $100 in 2 hours. Hardly. But if you have skill, you can make hair, you can barb hair, you can sew, you can do all those things. Please get ready for a transforming life. Then, of course, if you're a writer, there are so many opportunities. I've had some really great opportunities in this country just by being a writer. I've had some platforms. In fact, some years ago, just before the lockdown, there was a platform that was paying as much as £500,000 just to write, because they were looking for traffic. Then the next thing is food. I hope you know that all of us will eat on a daily basis, right? Even if you came to church and you have not eaten anything, by the time, as soon as you are leaving church, what will happen? You start looking for food. So food is another business that you should consider. If you think, okay, I don't have a lot of money, I need to go into something, look at food business. Whether it's raw food. Some of you are from what they call down south, down west here, what they call Iluoke. Some of you are from the village, and you know that it's easy for your parents, your uncles, your relatives in the north, in the east, in the west to get food at a cheaper rate. A bag of gari in Lagos, how much do you think it costs? Average, a bag of gari. Can it be like, maybe 20,000? Is it possible? More than that, right? But if you call people from the village, how much will they get it for you? In fact, there are people who can give it to you for free. But let's even say that worst case scenario, they will give it to you at maybe like 7,000 or 7,500 naira. What will it cost you to bring it down? Transport. How much will you pay transporter? Maximum. Let's say 3,000. So add 3,000 to 7,000 naira or 7,500. How much is that? 10,000 naira. When you bring it to Lagos and it's costing more than 20,000 naira to buy in Lagos, and all it costs you to bring it down from maybe Ondo, Ekiti, or from wherever is 10,000 naira. How much are you going to make from it when you sell it at maybe 20,000 naira here? From one bag. So consider raw foods. Then another thing is cooked food. Some people are too lazy to cook. I see one day we're trying to buy a cake for our church, a cake. And I went to the eatery myself just to get it before going in the church. And I saw this lady, nice looking young lady, brought in a large bowl and just stretched it over the counter. And then they kept pouring the rice. They kept pouring the rice. They kept pouring the rice. I said, no, this one, overlook in the freezer. This one is buying to go and keep it in the freezer and then bring it out and be warming. And that's what some people are buying and cooking on a daily basis. Some of them, whether they are lazy or they don't know how to cook, or some other people are just too busy. Tell them, you don't know how to cook or you don't have time to cook, don't worry, I will cook for you. Just go to the office, I will cook for you and bring it to you. I see people selling online 4 liters of soup, 4 liters of edikaiko, 5 liters of this, and then they will show you from your phone screen. You will see how the thing is steaming. You almost want to break the screen of your phone to take the meat on top of. So it's important for you to pay attention to that. You can do cooked food. Then you can do pastries. After church, that's the first thing people, anywhere you see crowd, you see people gathering, you can do pastries there. It makes a lot of sense. Then cooking for home deliveries as well. The other one, transportation. I need to rush now, I'm running out of time. Transportation. You have a car, you know an uncle that has a car, you know people around you, they have a car, the car is just being parked. Next month, starting from Monday, pick the car, stand there. VI, Lekki, Aja, Ikoyi. Business don't start with that. and you know how to drive. Don't be looking for a car that you'll be using to do fine boy. It's not by fine boy that you maintain a car. Car maintenance is more than a fine boy. It's when you have money that you can maintain a car. Pick up the car and say, uncle, don't worry, I just please borrow me this car for like 1 week. You'll be laughing at some of those guys. You'll be amazed at how much they make dropping people off at work. And then when they drop people off at work, some of them will park the car. They'll go and do business. Oh, they'll still work. Oh, and then when they are coming back in the evening, they carry people. I say, Mowe, Shoki. Like, before you know it, use your car for transport. Some guys, I know some guys, their businesses, they're just waiting for people who have gone abroad to come back. And they have quite a number of them. When those guys are in the country, they are the ones driving them around for the entire period when they are in the country. Of course, you can't imagine how much they pay them. It's not peanuts. Do you understand? So look for transportation, move people. Then photography and videography. Photography is a big business. It's a big business. Look for a way to learn if you're interested in it. And I'm not talking about phone photography. Phone photography is good, it's beautiful, it's one level. I'm talking about DSLRs. There are too many videos online that you can just watch and learn how to manage these things. There are, in fact, just pictures that you can watch. Learn how to do live streaming. There are people who want to stream. There was a day, imagine this, I was to anchor an event. So they called us for a meeting. As we were talking about anchoring that event, so I just asked them questions about, okay, so are you doing a live streaming? Who is handling it for you? They said, okay, you can handle that for us. That's how I took on live streaming. They said, okay, so what about photography and everything? That's how they passed it on to me. I said, okay, so for me to do live streaming very well for you, I need to bring the DJ because I can't guarantee sound from any other person that you bring. And I said, oh, no, just handle everything. So I just went there. I was supposed to just be their MC. That's how I took on DJ, took on MC, took on photography, took on live streaming. How many other jobs did I add to the original thing I was supposed to do? Like 4 other jobs. And then I have people, I have a team to work with already. I just brought all of them in. And then I was the one anchoring the event. Even while anchoring the event, once I give you one, as they say this day, bombastic side eye. Once I give you the eye, you know what it means already. And then once I'm done, and as an MC, how many minutes will I spend talking on the stage? Cumulatively in a 2-hour event, it won't be up to 20 minutes. Because my job will just be to come and say I introduce people, isn't it? Once I go on stage, oh yeah, you do this, you do this. No. This camera, this light, this. Before you know it, we have done it. And sometimes you don't have to know jack about some of those things. Should I tell you the truth? Sometimes you don't have to know. Just know the people that know. Bring them on board. You collect 50K, pay them 30K. You made your money. I know a guy that does not know how to sew. I'm making sense, right? I know a guy that does not know how to sew. This guy does not know how to sew, but he will collect a lot of money from people to sew suits for them. He will now take it to the village, take it to Lagos Island, and go and give it to the people that know how to sew. All he knows how to do is he knows how to measure you very well. So you think that he's the one sewing. For me, I know he's not the one sewing the clothes. And that's the second person I'm meeting. He will just measure you, take all of those things, and then by the time they bring back the suit, you think that they cloned you into it. He said, but boy, man, I like your work. I like what he is not the one that sold the clothes, and some of us know. But is he making his money? Then let me rush now because my time is now up. Apart from photography, Microsoft Office Suite. Microsoft Office Suite is suite, not suit. Microsoft Office Suite. Learn to use it very well. Do you know that if you know how to use Excel and you now learn data analysis or data analytics, you are a hot cake. Hot cake. Go online, watch videos. Don't think that because you can open a Microsoft document, you can type something and then save it. Forget it. You don't know jack. By the time you watch videos, just type on YouTube how to use Microsoft Office. When they begin with you, you will be surprised. You almost think that you think you know how to use PowerPoint. You'll be surprised at all the shortcuts, all the things they'll be telling you. How to use Excel. In fact, it's that Excel that is even more scary. So learn to use some of those things. You know, my Oga here that says he was a store manager before. That is Excel that everybody uses for inventory and stuff like that. It's just codes, combination keys. You would have found out what we have, what we don't have. You add figures, just add, some shortcut keys. Shortcut keys will add up everything. In few minutes, your job is done. Go and ask accountant. You are a hot cake if you know how to use Excel and can use it very well. So learn how to use it. Then logistics. I've talked about logistics very well. Whether it's a car, even if it's a bike, I hope you know how much people are making from logistics these days. Those of you that send goods from one place to the other, how much do those riders charge? 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 sometimes. Now imagine if you have like 4 or 5 bikes, or even if it's just one to start with. If it's just one, I know that some of them have their issues, some of them are not honest, but there are ways around some of these things. You can put a tracker on them, you can have a mobile app, and you can monitor some of those things. Then groceries, you can do groceries. Some people live in places that are far from supermarkets, from mini marts and stuff like that, and they need somebody to sell. You know how much you are buying from Basira that is living beside your house. And you say, Biliki, why is your whole thing expensive now? You say, don't you know that I have entered motor to go and buy it from where? But you don't. Do you have a choice? You will buy it if you need that thing. But by the time you go out and you also calculate how much you spent on transportation, you understand why Biliki or Basira is selling it at that price. Do you get the point? So groceries, and finally running errands for people. At first, you know that running errands, people are ashamed to run errands before, right? Except there's somebody online now that is bragging and branding herself as errand girl. Errand girl, I'm your errand girl, send me anywhere. That send me anywhere, it's not just send me anywhere. It's, oh yeah, this is how much it costs. He said, what are you, send me your shopping list. And then after you have sent her the shopping list, she's the one that will tell you how much you will buy it, and then tell you how much she's going to charge to go to the market for you, buy everything for you, bring it to your house. Even if you now want them to still cook it, they will still go ahead and still cook it. So people are bragging themselves and branding themselves now as errand girls, errand boys, and they are making money. So you can see somebody show up at your doorstep, errand boy, but he's wearing suit, he's wearing tie, or he's wearing one nice looking polo shirt with jeans. How much the guy will make from people on a weekly basis is a lot of money. I think I said quite enough. Let me just stop here. Thank you. God bless you.